a little bit so the water comes off to the left-hand side. That's the game here. Now here's the site of carnage. A lot of these smaller ones are just simply too small. I got to be minimum 9 inches at the base, and it can go as far as 8 inches on top. So one like that's about adequate, but it's a small tree. Well, I've got a lot of small trees, and they've been small trees for a long time. They're just simply not growing. So I'll take a few out. That might give some resource to the other ones to take off. But where I am now is I got to get through some of these to get to the bigger ones, right? So oftentimes it's just better for me to cut them down. You know, drag out some firewood while I'm at it. And I'm tempted to take that cherry down. I'll tell you what, that'll go down with a bang. But I have to go make room for it first. So I need to take down the rest of these. That one's big enough right there. This one. But the ones next to it too small, right? All right. Now I think we got to go set up a winch now. Pull those up and out of there. Yeah, I got to cut this one off, push it off to the side here too. And I mean, a lot of that I can just get with a little tractor. I can just start pulling, get a lot of it with a little tractor. But it'd be a lot easier with a winch. And some of the trees are actually better than I expected them to be. So that's a good thing. You know what we didn't do? We didn't run that little bower saw. So let me put some time on that. Look at that. So the biggest problem I have with this, it's got actually plenty of power to pull that little dinky chain. You know, I've got the 3 amp hour battery on it. It has a spot for chain oil. I don't know if it's oiled or not. Looks like it is. This right here, you just turn that until it's firm. You don't have to do anything else. That's how it tightens itself. You know? So it's got its own little friction thing. I don't know how long that's going to last. Doesn't look like it has an actual chain brake. But so let's go work down this log here. Well, it's a drop dead gorgeous day today, and I have a few things I need to do. One of them is to put this on one of my tractors, and one of the reasons why we haven't done this to this point in time is because of my rather unpredictable world here on the farm. It's very often that I've got to just keep changing implements from one task to the next, and usually doing firewood or stuff like that, I'm only dragging a couple of trees at a time, so going through the effort of changing over from one piece of equipment to another means that often it's just a drawbar and some hooks that I use to pull with. So, but that kind of changed. You know, I started pulling these rather large trees with this tractor, and kind of came to the realization that, you know, I need to be a little bit more focused, and for that reason a winch has showed up on the farm, and we're going to put that on and is probably going to be a pretty permanent fixture, I think. And the question is which tractor. And this is the one I've been using. And it works. I mean, this tractor just simply works. Just a big honking tractor. And just does a really nice job for me. Has for a very long time. Well, Bauer to the rescue again. This has been a little bit of a chore getting this to match up. I had to go buy a much longer top link for the 3-point, and I'm going to have to cut the drive shaft there a little bit from the winch side because it's just too long. I got to take about 6 inches off. So let's see if we can do it with this Bauer cutoff tool right here. But the other thing I have to do is come up with a power for it. It has electric over hydraulic, and that's a blessing and a curse. So I'm going to do just a test run first where I'm going to wire up a plug directly from the positive pole off the battery right there. Goes to the starter motor, and I have to ground it somewhere. But I need to have fairly high amperage because that hydraulic pump has got to draw some. So those are the things I got cooking right now. And probably have to tie wrap it along under here. I'm just going to lay it in there for now once I get the plug in there just to see if I can make it run. And then if it runs, we're going to go pull some logs, test this thing out. You know, now that weighs 800 pounds. Now it's rated for, you know, like the 70 horsepower class tractor, which is what this is. This is a 75 horse. But I gotta tell you, when I pick that thing up, you feel it. I'm almost tempted to graft it to the 10 instead of the John Deere. I got a hydraulic leak on the John Deere I gotta fix anyway. One of the steering rams is pumping out a fair amount, so if this doesn't go real smooth, I think I'm just going to take this off and graft it onto the International. This is what I'm going to use for the plug. I found one of these. My God, it's been in my toolbox for decades. An old round pin. And if it works, I'm going to mount it. You know, either one tractor or the other. I'm going to try them both. I could probably set it. Find a place to set it in there. Of course, I don't want to put the wires on the inside here because it would just get tore up, right? You know, maybe this like this. But either way, it's going to be subjected to more than I want. Maybe I just make a bracket. Put it right there for now, maybe. Drill a hole and put a screw through. Just get it going, and then we'll figure out how to detail it once I get it done. But right now, my problem is to cut this about here. About there. Gives it plenty of overlap. Well, cut that side no problem. I might have to cut a little bit off of this one right here in order to get be able to put it on. But yeah, didn't take much time at all. This tool is very, very handy. It's a Bauer 20-volt cordless angle grinder, and they go for about like 60 or 70 bucks. You know, this one's got the 5 amp hour battery. I got a couple of those because I've been using these red tools quite a bit. They work for me. Let me see if I can get a little bit of this on the camera. I now have a drive shaft that works. It has a little bit of slot both directions. And that's thanks to that tool right there. So now the only thing I really need to do is to test to make sure it can go up and down and not bottom out that drive shaft. And then I have to come up with a wiring system in order just to power this right here. Now, I can't remember what he told me. I thought he told me that there's only 2 wires on this. The top is ground and then the bottom, well, this would be the top. That's the ground, and then either the middle or the bottom was power. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it off and look and work it that way. So that's what's next. Now, another one of these tools. This one here is the one I use to grind the paint off a trailer, so it's got a fair amount of time on it. Thing's got good power. I like it. So I'm going to punch a hole in here and just attach that temporarily. I got to go find some electrical tape just to wind around that. Again, this is a temporary mount, not a final one. You know, got the most of it hooked up. And yep, that top was ground. I did take apart the plug on their side. So I'm going to run the hot wire right to the positive lead that comes off the battery to the starter motor. It's an easy hookup, and then I have to find a solid ground somewhere. So anyway, I'm going to go punch a hole.